So how you feeling, Virg? Close to the fight. How's the mindset right now for you and Amir?
Mindset for me is always got a good night's sleep, relaxed, and I'm sure it's the same for him.
Is there any different preparation you got to do with him for this fight, considering you guys are going up in weight, Virgil? Anything different that you guys are doing this close to the fight?
No, just eat more, drink more, you know, makes him happy, you know.
Is it literally as simple as that, Virgil? It's just eat and drink more. You're not doing anything different because of the weight?
No, no matter what you do for the weight, you're not going to be able to compete with the weight. I would be foolish to compete with the weight.
Yeah.
Because no matter what I do, I can weightlifting and stuff him and everything. He's not going to be able to compete with the weight. So we have to work to our strengths. So the weight that would have been foolish to try to come up and weight and too much weight. I just let him weigh what he normally weighs.
Because of that and the speed issue and everything, does that mean in theory he's going to come in as light as possible, as he reasonably can on fight night?
You mean Amir?
Yeah.
I expect him to be 60, 61. You know, one thing he can't do is stuff himself, trying to match weight, you know. So, look, a middleweight can knock out a heavyweight. You know, he's not a true middleweight. But if you stop and think about it, neither is Canelo. He came through the weight classes also. He started out, I believe, at 140, 147. I mean, you know. So it's not like he came into the game a middleweight, you know. But I understand he was amateur, and you know, and he came through young kid fighting like Amir. But Amir came through weight classes also. Just at some point he got a little heavier, you know. But he didn't. He wasn't a 6'5", 11 kid and amateurs like Andre Ward fighting 160 and 165 and stayed there for 10 years. You have to settle into that weight to be a true middleweight.
Hey Virgil, sorry. Your fighter Amir Khan, he said he believes he's stronger than Miguel Cotto. You agree with that or what?
In the ring, as far as his movements is concerned, as far as fighting on the move, it's quite possible. As far as sitting down and planning a punch in, it's debatable. And the reason why is because Amir doesn't have that type of killer instinct that Miguel Cotto has. You see, if he had that type of killer instinct, then I think we could really know if his punch was in comparison with it. But I'll tell you this much: his left hook to the liver, I'll match you with anybody. The one he put Madonna down with, he can hit to the body with his underneath. He can really hit to the body. And he's got a buggy whip effect to his punches. So it's a pop, a snap. So if he hits you, you don't see it, he can do some damage now. Collazo found that out. So if he gets it right at the right time. With the speed behind it. Yeah.
A lot of fans have really criticized Khan's performance against Chris Algieri, and they basically said if he struggled against Chris Algieri, you know, how's he going to have a chance against Canelo? What do you say about that?
Well, you know, I never got into business for the fans because I would be seeking the wrong approval. So you do have fights that differ out to make it appear that it was a difficult fight. Actually, it's one of his best fights to me for the simple reason he did not do what he was supposed to do the week of the fight. And I warned him. He didn't think it was going to be a difficult fight, and I warned him, and I warned him, and I warned him. And it's obvious he didn't listen. He called a bad cold Wednesday. I never said it. So, and I told him Algieri had his mind made up. He was going to win. And when a man's got his mind made up, he's going to win. You're going to have a tough fight until you convince him he can't win. So, but it was the last 4 rounds. When he realized he was in a tough fight, he showed me his competitiveness, you see. And it was Algieri who wore down once we got around the 9th and the 10th. And he, you know, crossed the finish line. So that showed me something else about him, too, that he's competitive.
Virgil, is Canelo's power overrated, being that he's only knocked out James Kirkland? 2, will he stand in there for that 5th and 6th punch combination? Will he stay on his bicycle? I'm sorry.
I don't advise him to stay in there and just trade punches with Canelo. Listen, you know, I give him the benefit of the doubt that he can punch. But if I had to compare him with what I consider true punchers, I'd say he falls a little bit underneath. because he hit Alfredo Angulo with every punch invented, and then some. And Alfredo never stopped going forward. You know, and then the next guy, Jay La Hoya, De La Rosas, hit him one time and knocked him down. So, and Alfredo was a dead man in that fight. Trust me, I know. If I hadn't been in the bathroom the morning of the weigh-in, that fight wouldn't even happen because he fainted. Okay, and I caught him. He was so, you know, he just didn't do what he was supposed to do. But I mean, the record speaks for itself. I don't even think I have to, you know, get too deep into it. He's only knocked out one 154-pounder. He's nowhere near stopping Cotto, nowhere near stopping Lara, nowhere near stopping what's the other 50? Not the other 54. Trout. Yeah. So maybe it was their skills. You know, maybe it wasn't.
Virgil, you mentioned Amir not having a killer instinct. How much better a fighter would he be if he had that killer instinct? Is there a chance we might see that in his fight?
No, you can't call up killer instinct. That has to be you. You know, that has to be in you a long time ago. You know, when you first come, you see kids come in the gym and they want to hurt somebody right away. You know, that's killer instinct. You know, they get beat up and they right back the next day. See, with a vengeance, like I'm gonna get you. You know, I've seen that, right? So that's a trait. But he has competitiveness. So competitiveness done right, you can sort of put him in the same class. You know, but no, I don't advise him to trade punches with him because he's giving up too much size.
How much better would he be if he had that killer instinct?
Hard to say. I can only deal with him from the time we connected up to this point, so it's just hard to say.